From the News Channel 5 network, this is Pharmacist on Call.
Good evening, Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, those of you as far west as Jackson, Tennessee, those of you as far east as McMinnville. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call with your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt. And if you're watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. Well, everyone, welcome to the March edition. This is almost the beginning of spring. We'll see what the groundhog has in store for us. But this is your 1 hour forum where you get to call with those questions and those comments. And there are no silly questions, rule number one. Today we're going to talk about, since it's March, that means it is Mental Health Month. So we're going to talk about some mental health challenges that people are facing out there during COVID season. But first, we're going to do like we normally do. We're going to get into our birthdays and what have you. So first, I wanted to wish a happy birthday to my niece, Kayla Stevens, out there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to my cousin Isaac Manning, and to my cousin Dee Dee Darius Daly out there in Mount Juliet. So I wanted to wish happy birthdays to them. And my frat brother Terrence Henderson, Heavy D, happy birthday to him as well. We wanted to extend our condolences on the loss of a couple of friends of the pharmacy. The first being Mr. Michael Perkins, and I think he transitioned middle to late last week, so sorry to see him go. Very, very entertaining brother. And the other, Mr. Billy Rainey, sorry to see him go, and I believe he passed a number of months ago, is just now getting back to us. So we want to extend our condolences to his family. Also want to acknowledge Women's History Month. So we want to keep in mind those accomplishments by women, particularly African-American women, who were able to, in spite of the conditions that they have come up in, able to lead organizations, able to invent lots of things that we enjoy now. Madam C.J. Walker comes to mind, but there are so many others. So we want to think about them. So this is your 1 hour forum. This is where you get to call in. I know that you've got plenty of health questions. I know that you've got plenty of health concerns. It's COVID-19 season. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to talk about. We've got a disease that appears to be on the downward trend, but we'll see how that fares out. We know that, you know, during the snowstorm that testing kind of was a little less than it needed to be. Nonetheless, we have restrictions that are loosening up here. So I want you all to still be mindful, you know, to wear your mask, to social distance, to wash your hands, and certainly to continue to boost your immune systems. And we'll talk about, you know, those things in a minute. We also want to talk about, I'm sure there are questions about vaccines. So if you guys want to call in and chime in about that. Well, it looks like we got our first caller here. So, all right. John, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. Let me help you. Hello, John?
Yes, sir.
How can we help you, sir? Welcome to Pharmacist on Call.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question as far as the COVID. I'm trying to, you know, it ponders me. I'm not the rocket scientist or anything like that. But what happened to the flu? Did the COVID eat it? I'm kind of, you know, not being sarcastic or make a joke kind of, but I'm just, you know, what happened to the flu?
Well, John.
That'd be my question.
Factually, I can't speak on it because, I don't know. But I'm wondering that myself. I can't recall anyone even coming to the pharmacy stating that they've had the flu. Now, the issue is because some of the symptoms mimic COVID infection. Who knows? There may have been the flu and it may have been diagnosed as COVID-19. But it is certainly weird how the flu has disappeared. So, pretty interesting question there, John. All right. So, but yeah, it is flu season, guys. And I guess we can talk about, you know, ways to boost our immune system, no matter whether it's COVID or flu season. You certainly want to, for those of you, you got to understand that what COVID does is it attacks you where you are weak. That means if you have hypertension, that means if you have diabetes, kidney disease, any of those that you need to stay on your medication, you need to remain compliant, And you need to get your diet together so that you can improve your health, because COVID-19 is looking for where you are weak so that it can get you. For instance, if it sees that you have not been controlling your blood sugar, been cheating a little more than you needed to with your diet, then it is going to look for the ACE2 receptors in your pancreas, and it is going to attack you there, send your blood sugar out of control, which is going to damage your kidneys, and then you transition on. So this virus is an opportunist. If it knows that you have heart disease and it knows that you're not taking your medication, looks like we got another call here, so we'll get back to that. James, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. Let me help you. Hello, James? Yes, sir. How can we help you today?
I want to be broadcast just the way these other people been talking on the phone. Pharmacist on call?
Yes, sir. You're live on air right now.
Okay, hey, look here. This is what I want to ask. I'm going to turn my TV down because I want other people to hear what I got to say.
Well, they can hear you, but you're giving us background noise. The phone that you're talking to me through is broadcast all over the state of Tennessee and some of Kentucky. So we can all hear you. Go ahead, man.
All right. Well, this is the only thing I want to say.
Go ahead, man.
It's like, look here, I'm 62 years old. They started from 65 to 75 getting their shots, their vaccination. Okay, I just came back from Houston, Texas. Mm-hmm. Now they started in Houston because I just got back yesterday. They start getting shots from 18 and whoever want them. So, I was wondering when I'm going to get my shot. Because everybody talking about COVID. Now, I live in a little small town. They always talk about Memphis. They always talk about Nashville. I looks at C-SPAN. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning as soon as the news come on. I ain't heard nothing about my town. And then when I went down there to try to get a shot, you want to ask me my age. I'm an old man, even though I'm 62. If somebody come around me that's got that virus, I'm not aware they got it, I come in contact with it, you know what it's going to do to me? It's going to kill me. So how come I can't get my shot? And then I take care of my daughter. So if I'm in line to get my shot, when they said probably in the middle of the year, I might be dead by then. What if I catch it right now? I'm already coughing up phlegm and everything like that. So that might be part of the virus, because, see, I seen it on the news. When that virus it'll attack your lungs. And what it do, that's why they had the lung transplant. They were the first one overseas that had the double lung transplant. And then somebody else, I think, in the United States had the double lung transplant.
James, if I could interrupt you for a second, what city do you live in?
I live in Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, James, to my knowledge, I think that everyone 60 years old and above should be able...
No, I went up in the health department and asked them, I know you got to make an appointment. Mm-hmm. And I asked them, and they told me it was like 65 and older, and I couldn't get the shot. You see what I'm saying? They told me I couldn't get the shot until my number come up. Well, anyway, hey, just like down there in Memphis, they stole over some thousands of dollars. Or thousands, like, what was it, 2,000
doses.
Might have been about 2,000 doses. You know what they doing? Now, I'm not racist. You know what I'm talking about? They passing it around because the FBI is investigating it. They was even getting the shots to kids. That's why that lady had to step down. She knew exactly what was going on. See, I've been all over the United States, and I'm from the South, and I know and I'm not racist now, but in the South, when it comes to something like a vaccine like that right there, whites come first. Blacks is on the back burner. Hey, look, my daughter is a mulatto, Indian, Irish, and Italian, so I'm not racist.
Okay.
But you know what I'm trying to tell you, man?
Yes, sir. But did you like?
I mean, I sit here all day long, just like I flip the TV over and see y'all Pharmacist on call. 615-737-7587 plus.
Yes, sir.
I'm up on it.
All right, good stuff. But James,
And then down in Texas, they took it's starting, I think, tomorrow or next week, because I went down now to see my granddaughter because I didn't have no other way to get in contact with her, and I had to go because I had money I wanted to give her. You see what I'm saying?
James, did you have
They took the mask mandate off starting as this week.
That is
you
true.
don't have to wear no masks, no nothing. Mississippi did the same thing.
That is true. James, we're up on a commercial break, man, so I hate to cut you off, but we're up on our...
Okay, but I still hold the telephone because I got a whole lot I want to tell you. You know I'm telling you the truth. Can I hear myself back since I turned the TV up?
All right, so you want to wait till
I want the world to know what's going on.
Well, let me put you on hold.
This ain't no Donald Trump game or nothing like that.
James.
This is all about survival.
James.
We all want to live.
James.
I do. That's why I say, hey, I'm 62.
All right, y'all stay right there. We'll be right back. We're up on our first break.